Hey everyone, welcome back to the Speak English podcast. I'm David, and today I'm joined by my amazing co-host Sarah, who always brings great energy to our conversations.
Thank you, David. I'm so happy to be here. And today's topic is something that can truly transform your English. Learning to speak confidently with fun daily lessons and real conversations.
Have you ever felt nervous or stuck when trying to speak English? What if I told you there's a way to practice that feels more like living the language than studying it?
Exactly. Speaking English doesn't have to be stressful. It can feel natural, playful, and even exciting. That's what we're going to share with you in today's episode.
So before we dive in, make sure to hit like and subscribe. By doing that, you're joining a community that's growing in confidence, step by step, just like you.
Yes. And when you subscribe, you're not just learning alone. You're part of a group of learners who want the same thing, to speak English with confidence and joy. Let's start.
When people think about learning English, they often imagine long study sessions and heavy books. But the truth is, confidence comes from real, daily use. It's about making English part of your everyday life in simple, natural ways that feel enjoyable instead of stressful.
Yes, and the most powerful way to do this is through real conversations. When you practice the kind of English you actually hear and use in daily situations, you develop a rhythm and flow that books alone can't give you. That's when confidence starts to grow naturally.
Think of it like exercising. If you run once a month, you won't build stamina. But if you run a little every day, your body adapts. The same is true with English. Speaking in small, daily moments builds the habit, and habits create confidence without you even noticing it.
And the beauty of this method is that you don't need hours of practice. Even 10 minutes a day is enough to rewire your brain to think faster in English. It's the consistency, not the length, that makes the difference. Small steps bring you to big progress.
Another key part is to focus on communication, not perfection. If you wait until you feel perfect, you'll never start. Real growth comes when you speak now, using what you know, and let your confidence expand naturally through experience and repetition.
Exactly. Because every time you speak, you're training your brain to feel comfortable with the sounds, the pace, and the flow of the language. Confidence is not a gift, it's a skill. And skills grow stronger only when you actually use them in real situations.
So the concept we want you to understand is this. English is not just something you study, it's something you live. When you connect it with your daily routines and make it part of who you are, speaking becomes natural. And that's where true confidence begins.
That's right. Confidence is not about knowing everything. It's about feeling at home in the language. The more you practice in fun and realistic ways, the more you'll see English as a friend, not a challenge. That's the mindset shift that changes everything.
Let's imagine you walk into a cafe. Instead of thinking too much, you can use a simple phrase like, "Hi, can I get a coffee, please?" Practicing out loud with short, natural sentences like this trains your brain to respond quickly in real situations without overthinking.
Now, let's add a little more detail. After ordering your coffee, you could say, "Actually, can you make it iced?" Or could I also get a muffin? These tiny additions make your practice feel more like a real conversation, which helps build fluency and confidence naturally.
You don't need to be in a cafe to practice this. At home, just imagine the situation and act it out. Stand up, say the words, and picture yourself talking to someone. This role-play technique creates a stronger memory because your body and mind are both involved.
And if you practice with a friend, you can make it even more fun. One person pretends to be the customer, and the other is the server. Switch roles and play it out again. This gives you variety, and it makes your English feel less like study and more like a game.
Another great exercise is to use your surroundings. For example, if you're in your kitchen, pretend you're asking a guest, "Would you like some water?" Or, "Do you want to try this snack?" Using what you see around you makes practice practical and easy to remember.
That's true, because when you connect English to real objects or actions, your brain understands it faster. Saying "I'm opening the window" while actually doing it is powerful. The action reinforces the words, making it easier to recall them naturally later.
You can also challenge yourself by pretending you're giving small updates about your day. Say things like, "I'm walking to work," or "I'm cooking dinner now." This way, English becomes the language of your daily routine, not just a subject you practice occasionally.
Exactly. And when you do this daily, speaking starts to feel automatic. Instead of searching for words, they just come. That's why demonstrations like these are so effective. They turn English from theory into something you actually live, moment by moment.
The first benefit of this type of practice is confidence. When you repeat small conversations daily, you start to feel prepared. You've already lived the situation in your mind, so when it happens for real, it feels familiar instead of scary.
Another benefit is fluency. Instead of building sentences word by word, your brain begins to remember complete phrases. This means you don't waste energy thinking too much. You speak naturally, almost without realizing you're doing it.
You also develop memory in a deeper way. Reading a list of words can fade quickly, but practicing conversations like ordering food or asking for help sticks in your mind longer, because your brain connects them with actions and emotions.
And don't forget motivation. When learning feels playful, you actually look forward to it. That excitement keeps you consistent, and consistency is what brings real improvement. The more fun you have, the faster your progress becomes.
Another benefit is flexibility. Once you practice one version of a sentence, you can easily adapt it to new situations. "Can I get a coffee?" quickly becomes, "Can I get a tea?" or "Can I get a sandwich?" It teaches your brain to adjust smoothly.
There's also the benefit of reducing stress. When you already know how to handle common situations in English, you don't freeze up. Instead, you feel calm and ready. That sense of control builds trust in yourself, which fuels even more confidence.
A big benefit, too, is rhythm. Daily speaking practice trains your ear and voice to flow together. You stop sounding robotic and start sounding more natural, because you've practiced the pace and tone of real conversations over and over.
Finally, these methods help you connect with people. Language is about relationships, and when you feel confident, you focus less on mistakes and more on connecting. That's the biggest reward of all, using English to share and enjoy real moments.
Step 1. Choose a daily situation that actually matters to you. It could be ordering food, greeting a colleague, or introducing yourself. By picking something useful, you make practice meaningful. And that meaning helps your brain remember it more naturally.
Step 2. Create short, simple sentences that you can imagine using in that situation. Don't try to prepare long speeches. Instead, focus on phrases like, "Can I get this?" or "How are you today?" Practical lines are easier to remember and more fun to repeat.
Step 3. Say these sentences out loud. Don't keep them in your head. Use your voice, just like you would in a real conversation. Speaking out loud is powerful because it trains your tongue, your ears, and your confidence all at the same time.
Step 4. Repeat your practice in different moments of the day. For example, practice in the morning while making breakfast, and again at night before bed. This repetition at different times helps your brain store the phrases more deeply and permanently.
Step 5. Once you feel comfortable, add small variations. Change a word, add a detail, or ask a follow-up. For example, "Can I get water?" becomes, "Can I get cold water, please?" These tiny changes make your practice flexible and closer to real life.
Step 6. If possible, use your environment. Look around and describe what's happening. Say things like, "I'm opening the door," or "I'm washing a cup." Connecting words to real actions around you makes practice easier and also much more memorable.
Step 7. Test yourself with little challenges. Set a timer for 1 minute and try to keep speaking without stopping. Don't worry about mistakes. The goal is to keep the flow going. This builds fluency and removes the fear of pausing too much.
Step 8. Share your practice with someone, even if it's just a quick message or a voice note. By sharing, you create accountability and motivation. And when you see that others understand you, your confidence grows even stronger.
A very common mistake is waiting until you feel ready to speak. The problem is, you'll never feel perfectly ready. If you wait too long, you miss many chances to grow. The best way is to start small now, even with simple phrases, and let confidence grow naturally.
Another mistake is trying to memorize endless vocabulary lists. When words are disconnected from real life, they fade quickly. Instead, connect new words to situations, actions, or feelings. That way, they stay in your memory because they are part of a story.
People also make the mistake of practicing silently in their heads. Thinking is good, but speaking requires using your voice. If you only think in English, you won't train your mouth or your ears. Saying words out loud is the real key to building fluency.
A big mistake is comparing yourself to native speakers. This creates pressure and discouragement. The goal is not to sound perfect, but to communicate clearly. Focus on being understood and remember, fluency means flow and connection, not perfection.
Another mistake is trying to practice too much at once. If you force yourself for hours, you'll feel tired and lose motivation. Short daily practice is more effective than long, rare sessions. Consistency always beats intensity in building confidence.
Some learners also avoid mistakes at all costs, staying silent instead of speaking. But silence doesn't help. Every mistake is a lesson. By speaking, even imperfectly, you get feedback and improve. Without mistakes, progress is almost impossible.
A common trap is focusing only on listening and never speaking. Listening is important, but without speaking, confidence doesn't grow. Even if you practice alone, you must speak out loud to make the language feel natural and alive in your mouth.
Finally, some people stop practicing when they feel shy or embarrassed. But pushing through those moments is exactly how confidence is built. Every time you speak despite nerves, you train your brain to stay calm, and that is what creates real progress.
Here's your challenge. Choose one simple daily situation, like ordering a drink, asking a friend a question, or greeting someone. Practice that moment out loud 3 times today. Imagine it as real, use your voice, and don't worry about mistakes. Just speak naturally.
To make it more fun, add small details each time you repeat. For example, change what you're ordering, or add a polite follow-up question. These little variations keep the practice interesting and help you prepare for different real-life possibilities.
If you want to push yourself further, try recording your voice while practicing. Listen back to notice your flow and rhythm. You'll hear progress that you might not feel in the moment, and this motivates you to keep practicing with even more confidence.
You can also write your chosen sentence or short dialogue in the comments below. Sharing it here creates accountability and inspires other learners to practice too. Seeing everyone's examples builds a sense of community and support for your journey.
Another version of the challenge is role play. If you have a friend or study partner, take turns playing different roles. Switch between being the customer, the friend, or the helper. This creates variety and prepares you for unexpected moments in conversation.
And if you don't have a partner, don't worry. You can still role play with yourself. Speak one line as you, then imagine the other person answering and reply again. It may feel funny at first, but it's powerful because it simulates real interaction.
Try to repeat your chosen practice throughout the day. Morning, afternoon, and evening. Short bursts keep the memory fresh. And the more often you use the same structure, the faster it becomes automatic, like second nature when you need it.
Remember, confidence grows step by step. Take this challenge seriously, but keep it light and fun. Every time you practice, you're building a stronger version of yourself in English. Share your progress, stay consistent, and celebrate small wins along the way.
Today we talked about building confidence in English through fun daily lessons and real conversations. You saw how practicing short, useful phrases every day can change the way you speak and make the process feel lighter and more natural.
We also showed practical examples like role plays, daily updates, and using your surroundings. These methods take the language out of books and place it into your daily life. So fluency grows step by step in a way that feels exciting and real.
You learned that confidence doesn't come from waiting until you're perfect. It comes from speaking now, even with mistakes. By focusing on communication and flow, you create a habit that makes English part of your daily routine naturally.
We reminded you of the benefits: less stress, stronger memory, and the joy of real connection. Confidence is not about perfection. It's about expressing yourself and enjoying the moment while using English to connect with others authentically.
If you've made it this far, it means you are truly serious about improving your English fluency. So hit the like button, subscribe, and join this community of learners who are growing in confidence one small daily step at a time.
And we want to hear from you. Share in the comments how you plan to practice today. Your ideas and examples will inspire others, and together we can create a space where everyone feels motivated and supported on their journey.
To make it simple, let's do a challenge here in the comments. Write one sentence you practiced today, or just type the word confidence. This shows you're part of the group and ready to build stronger habits with us.
Exactly. Comment confidence if this episode helped you, so we know you're with us. Remember, every comment, like, and share not only helps you stay motivated, it also helps more learners find this podcast and grow with us.